Hi, I'm Josh, a co-founder of Woodland Mills, and this is our product video of the Multilogger logging trailer. The Multilogger is a rugged, purpose-built logging trailer designed to make gathering and hauling logs easier, safer, and more efficient, whether you're on the trail, in a dense forest, or working around your property. It's a return to one of our most requested designs, inspired by the original Multilander logging trailer that customers still talk about today. Over the years, we've heard from a lot of landowners who want a dedicated log hauler, something tough, simple, and focused purely on moving timber without any added complexity. The Multilogger is our answer to that feedback in its simplified, third-generation design built on the same proven twin-rail chassis as our current Multilander, but configured specifically for hauling logs in the real-world conditions. In these videos, we like to cover everything from the crate, weights and dimensions, to how we ship the product. We'll touch on the assembly process, and then move into an in-depth product walk-around covering all the features that make the Multilogger unique. Before we take a closer look at the features of the Multilogger, let's start with shipping and assembly. The trailer ships in a steel crate that's covered by a cardboard sleeve. That crate's 86 inches long, 30 inches wide, and 19 inches tall. The total shipping weight is over 525 pounds, with the trailer itself weighing in at 420 pounds of that. Because of this size and weight, it's got to be delivered by a transport truck with a power tailgate where available for a curbside delivery. Assembly is straightforward and can be completed in about 2 hours using common hand tools and the detailed instructions provided in our product manual. The Multilogger has a hauling capacity of 2,000 pounds. It measures 49 inches in width, 42 inches in height, and is compact enough to maneuver through tight trails while still capable of hauling heavy loads. It features a telescopic tongue with 4 set positions in 1-foot increments. This allows you to adapt the trailer to the length of timber you're hauling. Right now it's set up in its shortest configuration, and this is ready to take 10-foot logs. But with the use of this telescopic tongue, we can set it up to carry logs up to 16 feet in length. I'll start our product walk around up here at the front. So first we have a 2-inch ball receiver. It comes with a locking pin, and this is bolted to a 360-degree pivoting hitch mount. Now we like this pivoting and rotating because it decouples the tow vehicle from the Multilogger. In off-road conditions, this is ideal so that one can't influence the other or vice versa. This 360-degree rotate mount has a grease fitting at the back, and that's to ensure smooth operation as well as giving you a spot to keep it maintained. We're currently showing this welded at the top of the tongue, and this would be set up for larger tow vehicles, but I can actually rotate the entire tongue 180 degrees to bring this pivot point down lower for smaller and lower tow vehicles, with the end goal there of trying to keep the Multilogger as level as possible as we're using it. Next, I want to talk about the jack. Now the jack is removable. You can remove it and stow it, or you can lock it in 90-degree increments all the way 360 degrees. It comes with a removable handle, and this has a nice convenient stow position to keep it on the Multilogger, but keep it out of your way. As we move further back the tongue, you're going to see the log guard. And this log guard is made by CNC bent tube, 1.5 by 1.5. We've got a laser cut steel plate inlaid within it, and that is to keep logs behind it and keep your tow vehicle in front of it for better securing of the logs. It's also movable along the tongue, so you can accommodate longer or shorter logs based on where you put the guard. On the guard, you'll see we've got 2 mounting holes on both sides, and this is to accommodate an optional chainsaw holder that can be added as an accessory to the Multilogger front guard. As we follow this tongue back, you're going to see the multiple hole locations, which allow it to be telescopic. And these are going to let us pull that tongue out to carry the logs up to 16 feet in length. That telescopic tongue is laminated between these 2 1/4-inch thick steel plates and bolted securely to tie it in to the twin rail chassis that follows back to the axles. The tongue and the twin rail chassis is all done out of 2.5 square steel tubing. And then we've CNC bent it to fit it between the laminated plates and bring that structure right to the front. Bolted to that twin rail chassis is our logging rack. And this logging rack is done in galvanized. We've got teeth on it here to keep the logs secure and stop them from moving around. We've done it in 1/4 inch thick steel plate and galvanized because it's a high wear item and a high use item on the Multilogger. You'll see our logging arms. These are done in 1.5 inch steel tubing, 3/16 thick. These are heavy logging arms that have a pivoting feature, but they auto reset back to the outward position. If you're going down through the trailer forest, these arms will move out of the way instead of getting hung up. If you know the trails are narrow, you can bring them both in and tie them together to reduce the trailer's overall width. Now these arms come with a locking pin in the bottom, and they're quickly removable if you want to use the trailer for another purpose. And again, quickly reset, ready to gather logs. Having the logging arms be removable is also great for unloading logs when they get to their destination. You'll see here we have dedicated holes, and that's for tie downs and straps to keep the load secure during transport. And you can also move the entire logging rack along the twin rail chassis to accommodate logs down to just 5 feet in length. For adjustment of the log racks, we've got U-bolts. So you just loosen the 4 nuts per side, and those will allow you to slide it along the twin rails. As we go further back, we're going to see the heavy axle mount. Now this is done with 1.5 by 1.5 solid steel. It's machined down to a round shaft at both ends, which is accepting the walking beam. You're going to see we have a nut here with a cotter pin to secure it. We've got a Zerk fitting here, and that allows us to grease this pivot, keep the walking beams properly maintained. You'll see we got a 1/4 inch thick steel plate here, 2 bolts that tie it in to the twin rail. And then as we look further down on the walking, we use 2.5 by 2.5 inch tubing, and we pass the axles right through both sides, and we continuously weld them on both ends, as well as welding in end caps to keep debris out of the walking beams. Following this axle right through, we've got our steel hubs into a 4-bolt pattern that's bringing us out to our wheel and our tire. Now these are grease packed hubs. They've got a Zerk fitting for maintenance, so you can keep them greased properly. These are 10-inch powder coated rims. You'll see we have valve stem protectors on all the valve stems to keep them protected from debris and obstacles. And we're running 22 by 11 by 10-inch off-road tires. Now these are multiply tires with lots of tread to stop the trailer from sliding sideways on hills or embankments. From this angle, you can see the walking beam here in the center and the pivot point. And walking beams act as a suspension, allowing the front tire to climb up over an obstacle before the rear tire has to. So you'll see it comes up over the stump and down, and the whole trailer only has to move about half the height it would have had to move otherwise, because that distance has been split with the walking beam. This significantly smooths out the process and the load on the tow vehicle and the load on the trailer as you're going off-road and putting this trailer to work. At the end of the day, the Multilogger is about one thing: giving landowners a simple, tough, and reliable way to gather and haul logs through real terrain. It's built to do the job without any added complexity, so you can focus less on the equipment and more on getting the work done. I hope you've enjoyed this full walk-around video of the Multilogger off-road trailer. For more information, give us a call or visit us at woodlandmills.com. This has been Josh. Thanks for watching.